let's talk about Twitter for a sec. First of all, clap if you are on Twitter. Okay, a lot of people. Okay, so they say now, whoever they are, that they will not suspend the account of Louis Farrahkan after he tweeted, quote, I'm not an anti-Semite, I'm an anti-termite.
Because that's better.
The First Amendment, I mean, what is his problem with Jews? The Jews did not own slaves. I don't know what his issue is.
Yeah, I mean, he has said things. Hitler was a great man. The Jews have been so bad at politics.
He tweeted in July, the satanic Jew
He's just
and
an
synagogue of Satan.
He is an anti-Semite, but the First Amendment states that Congress shall make no law prohibiting free speech. So, does it cover this despicable, disgusting statement and others that are like this? Does the First Amendment cover that?
It generally does. I mean, first day of constitutional law, you learn that the speech that you hate the most is the speech that you protect the most, because it's such a slippery scale once you start policing speech.
But name calling is not hate speech when you call people
it's
an entire group of people.
It's pretty protected. But I think the issue that Twitter has always had, I mean, law hasn't caught up with technology, of course, and it's going to be a long time. If you think about it, Twitter has 500 million tweets a day. There is no way to police it. But once Twitter finds out about, is put on notice, I don't understand why 12 years in they have no protocol. Like, all they've done is unverify Farrahkan. I mean, I remember
they have a new policy. Just let me read this one thing. Twitter's new policy on dehumanizing speech, which is what this is set to go into effect later this year.
But I'm sorry, but they have banned accounts. James Woods, Roger Stone, Milo Yiannopoulos, Candace Owens, all been banned for their speech. My problem is, I had an experience after my father died when I was still at his funerals where a picture went viral of someone who had put a picture of me crying over my father's casket with a Glock pointed at my head. And it went viral. It was up all day. The only reason it was taken down is because my husband went absolutely ape crap, got involved, called people he knew who worked in Congress to get involved. Congress people have now testified in Jack Dorsey. He said it was inappropriate, it should have been taken down further. He said he would apologize to me. He has not, by the way, continued, for adding more pain to the head of Twitter. Adding more pain in my life during the worst point in time in my life. Technology has real ramifications. It made that experience exponentially more painful.
Of course.
Now, I have a husband who knows Congress people. My father was a sitting senator, so it got taken down at some point.
Yeah.
What if you are somebody who lives in Ohio, who has something like this doctored, who doesn't have this kind of access?
Sure.
They have to do better. They have to do better than that.
I had a situation last season that you guys know about. Someone tweeted at me like a noose and said that I should be lynched.
Horrific.
And I was like, my gosh, that's a threat.
You just had
I
one.
emailed
Oh, it's horrible.
Twitter, and basically they were like, sorry, it doesn't violate our policies. I was like, okay, no, hold on a minute. But I had ABC
I
News
just had a threat.
make sure that they took
What
it
happened
down.
when Kathy Griffin did that thing
power.
with Trump's the head, that whole thing?
Yeah.
She was vilified far and wide. Why is this
But when
allowed?
you're talking about free speech,
It was allowed.
there are limitations. You can't have child porn on the internet. We still
are
live in a
limitations.
civilized society where you can't have death threats against people after their father dies and keep it up. And by the way, we were talking about their national security threats. We still have Russia propaganda bots, trying to infiltrate our
And they're on
perspective.
Twitter.
You just have a threat.
I get it. We all do at the state. We get it all the time. But I had a threat. I've had it before where they want to chop up my body to pieces and watch me drown my own blood. Threats against my children. It happens. The question is, where do you draw that line? Full disclosure, I recently had coffee with Jack Dorsey, who is CEO of Twitter, a few months ago. I think he's in over his head. He understands there's a problem. There has,
But he's 12 years in.
There's been a hypocrisy where Republicans have been shadow banned, and he's up to this point has given no examples of any Democrat that's gone through this. They have got a lot of challenges ahead. The problem is, where do you draw that line on free speech? I would say if you're sexist, if you're racist, if you're threatening someone's life, is that not enough? So when this Farrahkan guy, whoever he is, when he tweets that, why not come out with a response, plain and simple, from Jack Dorsey to say, we don't stand for this, we are taking this down? That was not their response. They said basically nothing in response to that.
Again, 12 years in, Twitter was started 12 years ago. I don't understand why they do not have a process in place. You can't say at this point, I'm overwhelmed, I'm over my head, I don't know what to do. I mean, the law is the law, but process is really important
What
here.
I'm worried about right now is I don't read any of it, so maybe someone's threatening me. I don't even know.
Don't recommend it, Joy.
Well, but if it gets enough attention, my thing, I didn't see it. Everybody tweets it every day. It got a lot of attention. It's not gaining
So they can
traction.
take down, someone's tweet, but then it's screenshot. They can put it out on blogs, so it lives on forever. It's a much bigger problem than just Twitter. It's
all right. We have to go. Amy Klobuchar is coming on, so we'll be right back.